Hello everybody, it's Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. So today I've decided to do a video on your future love life. So what's coming towards you in your love life? It doesn't matter whether you're single or in a relationship. You can still listen to the reading and adapt what I say to your particular situation. And remember, this is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you watch it. I've set out 4 different readings. We've got number 1, the letters, number 2, the clover, number 3, the ship, and number 4, the key. So I want you to take a few deep breaths, get nicely relaxed, close your eyes, and think about your love life. And ask yourself the question, what is ahead of me in my love life? When you feel ready, make your choice. Don't doubt yourself. Trust your instincts. If you're absolutely attracted to one of the options above all the others, that's your choice. Don't doubt yourself and don't overthink it. And then when you're ready, go ahead and click on the timestamp provided or press pause, give yourself a bit more time, and then come and listen to your reading. Okay, those of you that chose number 1, the letters, what is ahead for you in your love life? So these 3 cards represent what's leaving you in terms of your love life. This could be energetically, or it might resonate as a person or situation. It doesn't matter. Just take what makes sense, what resonates, and adapt it to your particular situation. So we have the 9 of Cups, the Hierophant, and the 3 of Cups. So what this speaks to me at is that some of you, this could be happening now, and if it's not happening now, you could sense that it's sort of shortly ahead of you, because this feels like the end of a relationship to me. Because it's a 9 of Cups, emotional abundance. The Hierophant, a secure connection, really. It's about, it can mean marriage, but it also means a commitment to following the rules, to following the prescribed way of doing things. You don't rock the boat, you do what everybody expects of you. And the 3 of Cups, which is like a friendly, having fun with your mates, the support that only friends can give you, socializing, having fun, and these things are leaving you, and they're quite positive things. So this speaks to me that, being in a relationship is coming to an end. If you've been single for ages, I think you're letting go of a previous relationship that's already over. This doesn't mean for any of you that I'm like full, damning you to having the end of a relationship. If you're actually like, no, I'm really happy in a relationship, I don't want it to be over, it doesn't have to be. You can take steps to secure it, to make sure it lasts. If you know that there's certain problems in your relationship, it's now time to take action to preserve it. But there's something that made you feel emotionally abundant, that you felt really committed to, that you wanted to learn from it sort of, or teach about, and it's made you, I think, very happy and sort of had lots of fun doing it, and it's coming to an end. I mean, for some of you, if you're single and you're happily single, that's sort of what's leaving you. Hopefully what's coming towards you will offer you something brilliant. But you're either getting over a really old relationship and you're finally letting it go. You might find that you're going to have a bit of a break in your relationship for some of you. And for those of you that are really single and perhaps have not had a relationship that's had this kind of impact, it might be your single status that you're going to be letting go of. We need to look at to see what the future energy that's coming towards you in regards to your love life is. So we've got the stars. This is much more positive. Ace of Wands. Oh yeah, Eight of Cups. Okay then, so yeah, some of you're walking away from this relationship and you're not upset, which makes me feel a bit better about it. You're actually not sad to let go of your single status, this relationship, or the really old relationship that sort of hung around in your energy for a long time. Maybe it's held you back from meeting someone new or committing to the new people that you meet. But what's coming towards you is real positivity. I think that you're letting go of the old rubbish and starting to re-nourish yourself. Instead of pouring your energies into the pond and the lake and then the ground, you're actually pouring your energies into something more tangible, your practical life, but also nourishing yourself. There's a lot of self-love coming your way. And it's the star, so it's wishes and dreams and hopes. And so I think you've been desiring to move on from this situation, perhaps for quite some time. And the message is that you're ready now. It's going to be happening and it's going to do you good, because you've got the Ace of Wands, which is a brand new energy coming into your life. It's a new beginning. And because it's Wands, it's fiery, it's passionate, it is literally full of energy. So you're like enthused about being single again, or you're enthused about getting into a relationship again. You know, you could meet somebody that really sparks this in you, and that's why you're sort of ready to move on. I mean, we've got the charm, so hopefully that might come, you get some idea of what's coming up there. But I just feel that actually, although it seems sad that these things are going, actually you're ready for it, you're pursuing it, you're ready to pick up some of the other cups and see what's on offer in the world. So this is actually really positive. If you're in the midst of a breakup and you're worried about it, you'll be fine in the future. You might have to just go through a heartbreak process. We all do when there's a breakup. But you're actually very, very hopeful, and you've got very serious opportunities of happiness in the future. And I think it's because you're going to embrace... Oops. I jolted my tripod there, sorry. You're going to be really embracing moving forward in life, in your love life. But you could well meet someone new that really lights your fire. You really find them attractive. So we've got angel romance and angel answers to look at. So separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So some of you could be going through a break. You might not be, I'm not saying it could be a complete breakup of a relationship. Maybe your partner's going away for work and you're all right because you know they're coming back. But for others of you, yeah, could be a breakup. And peaceful resolution. See, I got that. I got the feeling that there was a peaceful resolution to this. That this wasn't set in stone, or that you would be unhappy with it. I think whatever's happening in your love life, you're going to be fine with it. I do get the vibe that a lot of you are like relieved that this relationship's over, because it could have been a stinker of a relationship. That's the thing. Everyone assumes love relationships are going to be fairy tale and wonderful, and then they very rarely turn out that way. They're very human and real. So I'm going to grab some charms for you. Ooh, something's dropped on the floor. Oh, right then. Yeah, the anchor and the sewing machine are stuck together. That tells me that you're absolutely committed to starting something new. We've got the wool and the knitting needles with the wool in it, meaning that you'll be ready to start something. I mean, it's again that you're committed to starting something new, but that also that you are starting something new. So if it's about going back to being single, you're committed to doing that. If you're committed to trying to get back into the dating scene, you know, whatever you feel about this is, you're willing to do that. We've got the dog, which means friendship basically and loyalty. So I think actually with these friends, I mean, in a breakup, people lose friends, don't they? But I feel actually you'll still keep some friends that will be loyal to you. Because we've got the clouds, but also the sun. So I think you're going to have the normal dips in the end of a relationship, but also the positivity. You're sort of, it's like a breakup, but you're going to be fine. That's the only way I can put it. Some of you might be looking, because we've got the feminine, the female sign, that some of you might be looking to meet a nice lady, in which case, if you are looking to meet a lady, that she's going to be very pure-hearted, very sensual, very demure and sensitive and lovely. You know, sort of she's a bit of a diamond. She's different. If you're not, you're looking for a man, I think you're going to embody these qualities of becoming less interested perhaps in playing the field, but more interested in targeting well who you want. I think you're going to be refining. You're sort of not willing to go around dating a lot. You're sort of much more interested in meeting someone nice that you can have a better relationship with. I think you've been there, done that and had enough, because you're going to make yourself a bit more like in your ivory tower. You're going to be more in your tower. You're going to be more like less accessible, even though you're open to love in the future. For some of you, you're going to be single for a while if you're just splitting up. And if you're single and looking to meet someone, you're still going to keep yourself reserved. You're not going to sleep around, or you're not going to make it, you know, you're not going to sleep with anyone on the first date. You're more likely to think, no, I want to be serious and get to know them first and have a few dates before anything happens in that way. Because you're looking for love. You know, that sense of being locked down. And the feather speaks to me that you're, it's a spiritual journey for you. You need this. Even if it hurts you a lot, this is a spiritual journey that you must go on. For some of you, you've got someone in mind that you like, that you're going to be hunting after. And others of you, you are going to be hunting after the sort of person that you want to have this relationship with, you want to settle down with. As I say, there's no sense here that you're just scattergunning your attentions. You're like, no, I will absolutely make something new of my life and try and meet someone new that I can have a happy connection with. Because the garden, my garden is, you know, you need to invest in your garden. You need to take time on it in order to have a beautiful garden, to have a beautiful life. It doesn't come easily, actually. It does take a lot of time, but you're committed to making something new in your life. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, you're going to be loyal to it, you're going to be firm to it, you're willing, you know, this is the boiling kettle where it's always whistling, there's always something happening, you're not going to let it go. So I think this is wonderful, because you're absolutely having a new beginning, because whatever this relationship's taught you, it's taught you a valuable lesson that you will take forward into new relationships, and you won't repeat any mistakes. So what I'm going to do is bring that up, and you can pause it and have a look. If any charms have any special meanings for you, then take that. But otherwise, I'm going to leave you there with that reading. That's your love life ahead of you. You take very good care of yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye. Okay, those of you that chose number 2, the Clover, what's ahead of you in your love life? So I've got some cards set out to put out, and I've also got the charms. So I want to look at first, these cards represent what's leaving you in your love life. So we've got the Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups, 8 of Cups, and what's coming into your life romantically in your love life. The 4 of Wands, the 2 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. So she's back. Okay, so basically it's all cups energy. Oh, I need to do these two. So the romance angels, new love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. No need to worry. That's positive. So, all cups. So what's happening in your love life? What's leaving you? Seeing the picture as a whole is what's leaving you is your... I want to say that some of you are in the beginning stages of a new relationship and it's deepening into a more solid commitment. That's some of you. Others of you, if you're single, I think what you're leaving behind is this overwhelming desire for love, that this emotional... Some of you are probably constantly watching pick a card videos for love readings and constantly, you know, trying to find out who you're going to marry and all the rest of it. And I think you're actually leaving that behind. I think you're going to sort of feel more relaxed about what's happening in your love life, because I think you're sort of leaving behind the moving on energy, but also intense emotional sensitivity over it. And you're solidifying the energy that's then coming in for the singles is that you're establishing a foundation, I think, with someone else that actually is very sensitive or causes great sensitivity and emotional empathy in you. So I think there's an emotional connection in your future with someone that you could well fall in love with and settle down with. Because for some of you, new love's coming in. I think maybe most of you are single but have been very sensitive about it. If you're in a relationship and you're wondering what's going to be coming forward to you in terms of your relationship, is I think it's going to be deepening into a greater and deeper connection. And I think the new love is a not a new person, but a new level in your love life. This feeling that you're moving from the honeymoon phase into the happily married phase. And obviously, importantly, there's no need to worry. You don't have anything to be worried about in terms of your love life. Nothing bad's coming. And the fact that you've got two Queens of Cups is, I think, actually the emotion's going to stay there. I think it's probably just going to adapt and change. You know, the Queen of Cups is very sensitive. She's very loving, very maternal. She's very emotionally aware. She has great emotional intelligence, has a lot of empathy for others. Sometimes their sensitivity can cause issues. So I still think you're going to be sensitive about whatever status your love life is in or whatever's going on in your relationship. But it looks to me that it's all good. That in fact, if you're single, you could meet someone that you marry. This is to me the marriage, the wedding card. It's the family celebration of christenings and so on and anniversaries. This could be the one for some of you, or at least, you know, a long-term relationship that's really going to bring about a lot of emotion for you. Because I think the ones that have been attracted to this reading are probably very emotional and sensitive people anyway. But you're absolutely letting go of the feeling of moving on. It's like you've moved on from something. So if you've had a bad relationship, say, you're moving on from the bad relationship. You're not letting it hold you back or do anything. You know, it's sort of been there, done it. You've grieved over it. You've moved on. You've got over them. You're ready for someone new. And all the emotions that could have been connected to this past romance, they're going. You're open and ready to meet someone new, and therefore someone new's coming for you. So I'm going to get out the charms to see what else it says. Because this is, in a way, when you have really great readings, you don't have a lot to say about it. Because, I mean, they're all saying the same message. New love's coming in, and it's new love in a relationship, or it's new love for single people. See, I'll move this over here so I can put the charms on easily. Oh, I've got quite a few. Yeah, I said that for some of you, this could be, you could be getting engaged. You've got two keys. Yeah, somebody's going to be saying something to you. So for some of you, I'm not going to promise proposals because there's so many people that watch these videos. not every single one of you that chooses number 2 is going to get proposed to, but it could be, it's a situation where you're in the phase of it's time to, you know, you're thinking about it, because there's a lot of love there. Yeah, message. There's another one about message. Some of you might take a bit of time for this to come forward, that you realise that this is the person, because we've got 2 ones about, this is the squirrels, it's about preparing for the future, because they bury their nuts and then dig them up later on in the year when they're, you know, their storage. For some of you, this is this could be a long-standing relationship for those of you that are in a relationship, and it's just ready now to move forward. It's like taking a gamble, and because it's a love reading, it's gamble on love. You know, there's a feeling here that someone's taking, they're not sure, you know, but they're still going to have a go, because it's time to change. There's time to commit to something new, time to, yeah, lots of slow-moving energy. I don't think a lot of you are going to hear next week. You're not going to be presented with a ring next week. Some of you might have to wait several months, because this is the item hasn't been knitted yet, so it's just in preparation. It's just there, it's been planned, the pattern's been chosen, the wool's been bought, the needles have been made ready, but it hasn't been started to be knitted yet, so it's still in process. And if this is like you being single and would like to meet someone new, you're not necessarily, from the moment that you watch this video, actually going to be going out and meeting people just yet. I think you're in the beginning phase of it. And I think for those of you that really are looking to meet someone new, it's like you might kiss a few frogs before you meet your prince. It's again this feeling that you might go out a bit, and you're not going to meet them tomorrow. I think you're going to meet them a bit further into the future. Do you know what I mean? You're going to have to wait a few weeks or even a few months for some of you. But this person is someone that you're going to take a risk on. I think they might not be your normal type of person. Maybe they're actually quite... There's a sense of uniqueness, because this is pulling the sword out of the stone charm for me. So there's a uniqueness there. But as a person, if I'm going to try and get a feeling for them, is that they're quite steady, that they have lots of options. The key means success, solution, the answer, the opening of the lock. And quite soulful. And we've got the tiger again. This is the second time the tiger's come through, which is hunting to me. The tiger hunts, goes out on the hunt, and slowly, you don't even know that they're watching you until they're suddenly pounced on you and got you. So I think for some of you, this can come out of nowhere. Either the proposal, like, I know, like, I've given you a hint, but also to meeting someone new. I get this feeling that you're going to meet them someplace that you're not expecting to meet them, or you're going to receive the proposal at a time when you're really not expecting to have a proposal. But there's all loveliness here, even within the charms. It's all very lovely. So I'm just going to let you have a look, because that's your reading. If the charms have a specific meaning for you, trust that. And I'm going to leave you with it. You take very good care of yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye. Okie dokie, those that chose number 3, the ship. What's coming ahead for you in your love life? So I want to look at these first. These are the 3 cards that represent what's leaving you in your love life. So we've got the 5 of Swords. Oops. The Sun, it's unusual, and the Ace of Wands. Then what's coming into your life is the Hanged Man, Temperance, the Magician. Then we got 2 Romance Angel cards for you, even though I only wanted 1. And we've got religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Improving health. All right then, give me a second. This is a very intriguing reading as well, because we've got the three major arcanas. I think what's leaving you is that I think you've been in conflict, and I suspect probably with yourself, maybe with others. Maybe you've been fighting a lot in your relationship, or maybe if you've been single, you've been in a lot of conflict with yourself about your love life. But what's really weird to me is what's leaving is the Sun and the Ace of Wands, and they're really positive because that's like new passion, new desire, new fiery beginning to something, a love life. And the Sun, again, is really positive. It's just wonderful warmth, positivity, having fun, feeling relaxed, not worrying about anything. But also it's balanced by the Five of Swords, which is about arguing, winning, trying to win at all costs and fighting with others about things. So you've sort of been arguing, but also been incredibly happy and passionate about something. But that's leaving you. So it's like, I'm thinking all of the passion and the happiness is leaving. But equally, the arguments are. So maybe you've been in a relationship where you've gone through a phase of being really happy with this person. But there have been such tensions that you keep fighting and arguing and really going head to head with each other and trying to make sure you're the one that's winning. Well, that's leaving you, because actually what you've got instead is the Hanged Man, which is a very peaceful energy. It's about being patient and thinking things through and not taking any action whatsoever. You're sort of stuck in a stasis until the time is right, or you've gone through the process. I think you're going to be thinking differently as well about your love life. Whether you're single or in a relationship, you're going to be approaching it from a different viewpoint. And I think it's like if you're single, you've been sort of like, oh, I want to meet someone, I want to be with someone, but no, you're really happy single. And I think you have been really happy single. I think you've been able to pursue your passions and start new passions and devote time to yourself. And it's very easy being single because you don't have to put up with anyone else's rubbish. You only have to please yourself. You don't have to make any compromises. And I think for a lot of you, if you're single, you've been really aware that you haven't had to make any compromises, that you haven't had to have any arguments, that it's very seductive and easy to be alone. But you simultaneously perhaps want to have a relationship. I mean, you are watching a love reading after all. So you're in conflict with yourself, or other people are saying to you, why haven't you settled down yet? Why haven't you met anyone yet? Why are you always single? And you're sort of having that sort of argument with yourself or with them about being with someone. If you're in a relationship, again, I just get this feeling that there's a relationship that makes you really, really happy, but also it has a lot of stress attached. So what's coming into you then, single or in a relationship? You're not really getting engaged in any kind of argument. I almost feel that the decision's been made. If you haven't made it yet, you're making it. You're coming to the conclusion of whether you're always going to choose to be single or you're going to choose to try and pursue having a relationship, to meet new people, whether it's someone you already know or whether it's just to meet someone new. And because I think you're balancing this out, this desire, I think, to be alone and with someone, or to be in the relationship you have now or the relationship you would like it to develop into, you're balancing it out. And I think going to come to the decision and let fly one over the other. You're going to nourish one over the other. So it's like, I'm not going to be single anymore. I'm going to try and nourish to try and find to meet someone, or I'm not going to let this relationship go. I'm going to nourish it, or I'm not going to nourish the relationship, I'm going to let it go. And with it is this sense of peace of mind that it's been really easy for you in the recent past. But now you've decided that you've got to stop following the easy path and you've got to start going down the slightly rougher road where there's actually more opportunities for future happiness. Because you actually absolutely are going to manifest. You're either going to manifest the relationship you want, and by that I mean I think you're going to work towards the relationship you want. You're going to communicate more. You're going to take action and display your abilities to have the kind of relationship that you desire. And if you're single, you're going to be able to meet someone, the type of person that you know you would like to meet, or maybe just to get yourself out there to meet new people. And you're going to put yourself out there with confidence, with ability. I want to reassure those of you that might be in any doubt that you are attractive. You can be in a great relationship. You are enough. Even if there's bits about you that yourself that you don't find attractive personally, that doesn't matter. Somebody will. And the love is there for you to find it. And I think that energy is coming into you in that you realise now that you can pursue your dreams, whatever they are, in regards to your love life. Now, there's something going on here in your religious upbringing and spiritual path. I'm actually drawn to the fact that this is more of a spiritual journey that you're going on. It's a personal development journey, so you discovering more about yourself. And that's where the magician comes in, that whatever you want in your love life, only you can achieve it. And I think this is why you're in the hanged man phase of trying to understand where you're going to go and how you're going to achieve what you want to achieve. How you're going to move forward into improving things. And you're not going to be able, I think, once you've gone through that phase of understanding what you want and how you're going to get it, then you get into this temperance phase of healing yourself, because temperance also means healing. So something in your love life needs healing. And you're actually going to be working on that and doing it. So if you've had an old relationship hanging on, or even a recent one hanging around you, or pain in your current relationship, you're going to be working on getting over that and healing the relationship, healing your love life. And I think the passion's coming forward because I think actually, although there's passion leaving here, you're going to be developing a passion for something new, or someone new for some of you. That there's a passion to be discovered here. And although you've got the Ace of Wands leaving, I think that's not a passion. I don't feel that's actually about a person. I think for some of you, you're getting over the passionate honeymoon phase, and it's developing into something more for some of you. But there's something that's fiery, you're committed to. It's a fiery new journey, and it's full of excitement. But I think you're perhaps seeing it as something that you don't want. You don't want the fiery newness. I think you want... This is such stable energy. I know there's a magician there, but there's a lot of stable, powerful energy there. And I think that's what you want, security. I think you want to have an improvement in your health. So I'm going to dish out some charms to see what else we can find out. Okay, yeah, there's obstacles, but you're going to solve those obstacles. You're going to unlock your heart. There's love there. I think obviously you're desiring love. I know what this is going to say. Dreaming of the sea. You very much want it. And look, we've got the ship again, because we had your Lenormand card. It's time for you to move on to something new, to take a new journey. But actually, I think you've been fairly resistant to taking a new journey in your love life. But this is something, there's something missing. You need the gear to make it, to move forward. And that's what you're going to discover when you like meditate on it, or you take time out and really sit there, lie there, whatever, and think about it and say, why am I in this relationship? Why isn't the relationship going the way I want it to? Why am I single? Why am I not finding the love I need, desire? But you're going to have that wisdom, as I say. I think the moment you stop and think about it, you're just going to be like, oh, I understand now. You need to let your imagination take flight. Because I think this is something that's been going for a long time. I want to get you another couple of charms because there's not many there. So this is something that I don't think you talk to many people about this. I'm leaning more towards this is all an internal journey that you've been going on alone and facing the obstacles alone, which is fine. And I think you're coming to the end of it now. You've sort of reached the limits of what you can do on your own. That's not to say that you need to ask others if you're not comfortable with that. What I'm saying is you've done it. You're coming to the end of it. Let's do another few. Because there's something new coming in. Man, sun. Yeah. Oh, we got the ship again. Another one. Got two of those. So there are opportunities for your heart to take flight. This is about the male energy. It's about being powerful. Man, obviously. So if you want to meet a man, there's a man there for you to meet. If you don't, you want to meet a woman, then that's fine. It means be more masculine, be more, if you're a man, you're a gentleman or a lady. It's about being more Mars-like. It's more fiery. So you're not meant to completely abandon the Ace of Wands energy. Yeah, this is just a long journey for you, and you've got to now start fantasizing about what you want in order to, I think, just to be clear about what you want in the future in terms of your love life. And then once you've got an idea of it, what it is that you want, it's going to be ready for you to come in for you to find it, because you've got to let go of whatever energy you're in the moment in terms of your love life and start fantasizing about what you really want. And dreaming and aspiring to what you really want, because you've got so many new opportunities here. This is a very spiritual journey for you. This is sort of, if you hadn't have gone on this journey, I doubt you would end up meeting someone and having such a great relationship that's undoubtedly ahead of you. Because I think in a way you've been really good on your own, and it's taught you a lot, everything that it's needed to teach you. But there's no more to be learnt being on your own and going through this spiritual journey. It's now time to finish it and move forward into something new in your love life. And I think for a few of you, you want it's an emotional health, I think. I don't think it's physical health. I think this is emotional health. Something's happened in your life and it's taken you a long, long time to get over it, and that's fine. But now you're actually over it, and I think that's the struggle for some of you, is that you're actually over it and it's time to move on. And that's scary. It's absolutely terrifying, but you can do it. I believe in you. And I think you know you can do it as well. So you just got to embark on a new journey in your love life, whatever that journey is. So I'm going to bring this up so you can have a look, because that is your reading. If the charms have a specific meaning for you, that's fine. Trust that. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please take very good care of yourself. Thank you for listening to me, and goodbye. Okay, last but not least, those that chose the key, this is your reading. So these three cards represent what's leaving you in your love life. King of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Lovers. Ooh, I'm getting an inkling what's happening here. Let's see what's coming into your love life. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Okay, that's actually not quite the way I thought that was going to go. Then we've got playfulness to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine and listen to your intuition. Right, okay then. So I actually think there's a couple of things going on here. To me, the King of Swords and the Knight of Cups matched with the Lovers is that some of you had to choose between two lovers. One of them was very intellectual, very unemotional, very logical, and the other person was a pure romantic offering. They really, you know, almost swept you off your feet, knight in shining armour, but perhaps you didn't feel necessarily an awful lot of stability over them. So you had to make a choice between two lovers. Maybe you were in deep with one of these people and the other was a shallow connection. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you've had to make a choice about your love life. I think for others of you, you've had to choose in your love life whether you're going to be someone that pursues your romantic fantasies, the charm, the a happily ever after, or you're going to pursue your intellectual side, your logical side that tells you that one partner over the other is a good or better bet. You know, like the idea that, I really love them, but I know they'll make a terrible husband or wife, or I really, really fancy them, but they're not very stable, or they've got a bad job. Oh, I really, really fancy them. And sort of, there's a falling in love with the fantasy of it, but also having in your mind the good sense to realise that that way lies danger, or that way lies unhappiness. And that's leaving you now. So I think a lot of you have made that choice, or made that recognition about your head versus your heart. And what's coming in is an awful lot more stability. So whatever's gone on in your love life that's made you perhaps feel any sense of inner turmoil, whether it's been single or in a relationship, you're actually coming to a period of stability where you're learning to nurture yourself, to provide for yourself. I think a lot of you are going to make the choice to be single and not have either of them. If this is a choice between two people, I think you're not choosing either of them. You're choosing yourself and choosing to be alone, to go into hermit mode and discover about yourself, who you are, what you want. And maybe just for some people are never single, they're always in a relationship. And I think that for the first time for some of you, you're actually going to be single and take care of yourself, or focus on you and the kids if you've got them. And I think as well, if you're sort of in a relationship and you're sort of in conflict between the needs and the desires of your romantic side and your logical side, and wanting perhaps the relationship to be a bit more romantic, or maybe a bit more not romantic but more practical, I think you are moving again into this practical energy of where instead of being swept aside by romantic ideals and this sense of fantasy, and sort of, there's a slight unreliability about the Knight of Cups. Not always. You can have a Knight of Cups that's entirely reliable but also knows how to sweep you off your feet. What a dream. But I don't think that's the message here with this reading. My intuition says to me that there was a divergence. I think there was a recognition that this Knight of Cups, or the Knight of Cups energy in your relationship, wasn't all that it seemed to be, or wasn't offering you everything that deep down you wanted. And so I think you're getting a lot more control over yourself and your love life, and you're really going to take the time in the future to understand what I think you want. I think you're giving yourself time to understand. It doesn't mean you're going to split up, by the way. I think it just means that you're going to focus on what you need in love. I mean, I think if you're looking to meet someone, you know, if you're looking for a third person, you know, the King of Swords didn't do it, the Knight of Cups didn't do it. This person is incredibly stable. I think that's what you're attracting into your love life, stability. And I think you need it. So let it happen. There's a sense of playfulness here, because I think that you've probably had a lot of heaviness going on, and it's leaving you now. So it's saying relax, have a bit of fun, whatever that is. You can flirt, but you can also do things that make you feel happy. So enjoy your hobbies, go out with your friends, do the things that make you feel good, that make you feel positive about yourself. And importantly, it's saying listen to your intuition. And I think that's a private message for a lot of you, that listening to your intuition is a private thing. And I think for a lot of you, you're going to understand what this message is really about. And it's saying listen to your intuition. So let's see what the charms say. There's quite a few that's come out here. So let's see. Some of you could be receiving a message. There are still obstacles. I think that's why you got time out, is that you've got obstacles, but you need time. Yeah, there's a message. I feel there's a message coming through for some of you. So it's not a case of lack of communication. I think there are discussions to be had. I think you're focusing very much on your emotions. I think this is just such an internal journey. What you're doing here is going to be long lasting. So this is why you need, in a sense, to nourish your own needs and be self-protective and to really be private. And yeah, you need to be private and sort of understand what it is that you want out of your love life. Because there's an Ace of Cups, there's an opportunity here for either a revival of your current relationship where there is that Ace of Cups overflowing of new love, or you could meet someone in terms of a new love. You've got options and there are lots of solutions, lots of love there on offer. But there's a lot of messages here about being slow and sneaky and not drawing attention to yourself. And I get that sort of feeling, you know, with the Hermit. There's lots of Hermit energy, that what you need and what's coming towards you in your love life is time alone to understand and process these things. Because I think you've had a painful decision to make about what it is that you want out of love. Because this doesn't actually have to be connected to a person. It could be within you that you've always gone for the Knight of Cups, but you're thinking, should you go with someone less romantic and emotional and sensitive and go for more of a King of Swords? And I think that actually for a lot of you, you've thought, I don't want either of those. Neither of them are actually what I want. And this is why you're going for more Pentacle energy, which is much more earthy, much more solid, more grounded, more practical. Pentacles people are loving and warm and romantic, and they are sensible and practical and intelligent, but they're always like their feathers are unruffled, whereas Swords people, their feathers are chiseled out of stone, so they don't move even in the slightest breeze. And Cups people, their feathers are all over the place. Well, you don't want either of those. You want someone in the middle. And to be fair, I do think the Pentacles energy is somewhere in between all of that. But this is a slow journey for you to really understand who you are and what you want out of love. But it's telling you to keep your energy light because you're going to be in hermit mode. It's easy to just become a hermit. And it's saying, no, you don't want that. You can do this, but also still be outgoing, go out to work, have fun, spend money on yourself, be positive, focus on your career for a bit, but also think about what you want in the future of your love life. Because I feel actually for a lot of you, this is about diverging, making a choice to change out of personal unhappiness in your love life. So I'm going to leave that there for you. These are the charms, so have a look. If there's anything there that has a personal message to you, have a listen. Otherwise, I'm going to leave that there for you. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please take very good care of yourself, and goodbye.